Hey folks, welcome back to the show Solo Quest Party of One. My name is Lou. How you doing out there? I'm doing great. Wanted to do a little video today because I saw a couple people asking in some of the videos about asking about how getting started and to they always get stuck when they make their character. They put in everything, they make a world and everything, they're ready to go, but then suddenly it falls apart. They don't know what to do next, and it's just confusing. So, I just wanted to do a little quick video on my method of what I do and how I handle it a lot of times so I don't get stuck when playing solo role playing. It is difficult to solo role play sometimes, especially if you're new to the whole thing. And I've been doing it for quite some time. It is a method that I used since I started playing games. And back when we were playing in the 80s, sometimes it was hard to get a gaming group going. So it was either me and my friend playing one on one adventures or me just playing on my own with a party of adventurers exploring. Now, I didn't have oracles or anything like that. I just kind of rolled a d6 and went to town with things like that. But now we have things like the Mythic Oracle and all these other little things out there to do it. But we need some structure in that. And you have to remember when you were a child, you entertained yourself. When you're playing solo role playing, you're entertaining yourself the same exact way. Just now you're an adult and you have a bunch of dice and you have a job. So, but what I like to do, first things first, is when I drop myself and got my character going, and I'm going to use Figma here to my whiteboard to just kind of visualize everything and talk about it when I'm talking about things here. But when I drop myself into the game, I like to think about this, just set it up just real quick like this. What is my name? What is my goal? And what is the problem I'm facing right here and now? And I like to try to get this done. So saying I'm playing in, for example, a medieval setting, or like D&D, for example. My character is named Rogan. And Rogan's goal is to find the missing priest. Okay, so we have an idea here. We want to find the missing priest. The priest in the town has gone missing. We don't know what happened to him, and we need to find him. Maybe there's a board posting, or maybe there was a town hall meeting that we walked into a town and everyone's like, our good father Thomas is missing. And, we'll make a note of that. Father Thomas missing. Okay. And maybe I have a problem or something. My problem is I'm low on food and funds. Funds. So, okay, that's a good thing here. Now that I know that my character is low on food and funds, he is going to take this adventure up and try to go find the priest. Okay, so now he starts asking around town about where this priest would be. So we get an idea and we go to our next little box that we fill in here. Where am I? And what is happening right now? So right now, I am in a town, and you can make whatever name up. We'll call it Claudeville. There we go. Caudeville. There. Perfect. Town Claudeville. There's a missing priest. They're asking us to go somewhere. Okay. Maybe they say, and it's in the swamp. Okay, what is happening right now? I'm standing outside the inn. I'm traveling to the swamp. I want to find out where this priest is. He could be, maybe there's rumors of an old chapel. An old chapel there. Maybe there was a chapel there that the priest went to everyone on a retreat once in a while. So people said maybe he went up there, but they're kind of afraid to go up there. First thing I'm going to do is, okay, is it raining outside? I'll probably ask an oracle. And I'll do a d6 just for now. Like, evens, yes, it's raining. Odds, no. It's raining. Okay, good. Chapel. It's raining outside. I can't type today. So it's raining outside, and we are going to go through the swamp to find this old chapel. We have a general idea of where this chapel is, and we can travel to there, and we'll put ourselves outside the chapel right now. We are at the chapel, kind of trying to figure out what's going on. And you can glance over these things and skip over these things as much as you really want. You don't really need to, play out every little scene. So now that you're outside this old chapel, you're standing there in front of it, and you're wondering, what can I do next? Oh, I don't know. What can we do next? Well, the next thing would be to start asking some questions. We want to ask them yes or no questions here. Something like, is someone already inside? You can ask that. Do I see anybody inside? We roll a 1d6. We do a 1 to 2 for no, 3 to 4 no but, 5 to 6 yes, and yes but would be 7 to 8. I'm sorry, roll d8. I said d6. So we roll our d8. And is there somebody inside? 7. Yes, but. Okay, so we walk up into this old chapel. We're creeping up. It's raining outside, so probably the person can't hear us because it's just so it's so loud out there. We get up to the chapel, and we look inside, and we see somebody. Maybe there is somebody there, but they're sleeping. But they're busy working in the corner doing something. Yes, but gives you an extra. It sounds funny, but yeah, it gives you an extra thing to do, and you can put it in your favor, or you can not put it in your favor. Generally, with yes, but you want to put it in your favor. So you get there, and his back is turned. Okay, what do you do now? Well, that's when you ask the final question of what action do you want to take, or what do you want to do next. So after you figure out this guy is in the chapel with his back turned to you, you could say something like, I try to sneak in around the side, or I look for another way in. Is there another way in? That's when we roll our d6, our d8 solo oracle again. Is there another window I could sneak into? 4. No, but. Okay, there is no other window to sneak into, but there is a door that you can possibly go to that's not near him. Okay, so I go to the door, and I use my skills. Let's say a d20, and I check, is the door locked? We'll see. 4. No, but. The door is not locked, but it's open. Oh, interesting. So you can say, I creep into the chapel with the door wide open, and you can roll your d20 for whatever it is, and whatever it is, 10, say you have a +2, and 12, and you had to beat a 10, you're fine. Nothing to worry about. You sneak into there, and you're in the chapel, and you can see the guy's back to you. Now you can decide what do we want to do. Maybe you want to hit him in the head. Maybe you want to question him. You don't know exactly. This is where you have to decide in your head. Remember, you have to wear 2 hats here. You're playing the player and the GM. So what do you want to do next after sneaking in? Do you want to just write out attack? Okay, you can do that. Boom, boom. You sneak attack the guy from behind, rolling your d20, and adding your attack bonus. If you're playing D&D, obviously a 15, maybe you have a +2, 17, you get a solid hit. Maybe you do your d8 damage, and you do 1 point of damage. Do your d8 damage, and you do 7 points of damage total because you had a +1, and that's enough to possibly knock him out. So you knock him out. After that, you look at the room. Now, a lot of people get tripped up with the room itself, and the best thing I could do is try to imagine the rooms of games that you've played. What would be in a chapel room? Well, you'd probably have an altar. You'd probably have some seating. You'd have some candles. You'd have some maybe fine materials that would, like a priest would use in ceremonies and stuff like that. You might find some gold because of donations and things like that. These are things you can ask that are in the room by asking questions about things. First obvious question is, do I see Father, what was his name? Thomas? I believe that's what his name was. Yeah, Father Thomas. Is Father Thomas in this room? And you can roll your d8 again. 1. No, Father Thomas is not in this room. Okay. Do I see any other doors in this room? Let's roll that again. 6. That means yes. There is one other door. So I listen at the door. I'll do my listen check. A 19. Okay, perfect. Boom. Do I hear anything inside the room? Now, even if you passed your like roll or anything like that, it doesn't necessarily mean that there's something in the room. It just, or if you want, you can just say there is. You don't have to use an oracle. You can just be like, yeah, I passed my check. I hear something in the room. But I like to do a little bit of randomization like a GM, so oracle. So I ask, do I hear any noises in the room? D8. 5. Yes. Okay. You lean your head against the wall. Rogan leans his head against the door, listening in, and he can hear a noise of somebody struggling. Oh, interesting. Is this door locked? Roll our D8. And our D8 is yes, but there's a key on the desk. Oh, cool. I take the key and I unlock the door, and I see, is Father Thomas the one in this room tied up? Hopefully, yes. 5. Yes, perfect. Father Thomas is there tied up. It looks like the person was trying to do something. I don't know, but he tied him up. You untie him. He says, thank you. And you ask him who that person was. He's like, yes, that man was evil. He was trying to prevent the great Festivus for the rest of us today. And he was going to try to kill me. And if I didn't do the ceremony for the Festivus, the rest of us would not have a celebration. So those are pretty much things that I do when it comes to role-playing. Another thing I like to do if I'm playing in longer games is I have 3 question boxes here that I usually have. And I usually fill these out as I'm playing the game. And facts are in blue usually. Facts, things what I know about the campaign. Things that I want to know or should know. Father Thomas is missing. Chapel in the swamp. Raining. These are common things that I could write down. Facts are things that I want to know. Questions. Why did Father Thomas go to the swamp? I don't know. I gotta find that out so I can go ask him. Actions. Find Father Thomas. Check swamp chapel. So those are little things that I can kind of fill out. And I used to do this a lot when I first really got back into role-playing when Mythic came out. And then I stopped doing it. And then I started doing it again. And I keep forgetting about it. But this really helps, actually, when I have these little 3 things here. When I'm writing them down in my book, or I'm writing them down in my Apple Notes on my MacBook or iPad, depending on where I am. And these are ways that you can, make your game more interesting. Now, hopefully this has shown you a little bit of a method or progress or something for you, and giving you something to think about, or at least take away. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and see you next time.